Welcome to Attican Plays Airport CEO. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to the start of a new series. Maybe the start of a new series. Basically, for sure, this is an introduction to a new game. This is the game I've been playing lately, spending my coronavirus quarantine time. Quarantine in quotes. I'm not really quarantined, but you get the lockdown. That's it. That's the word, lockdown time. And the folks at Appalapsis were kind enough to send me a key to this game, Airport CEO. And I thought, well, why not? I'll check it out. And I love it. I really do. Now, it's just in alpha, so there's a lot of improvements that will be made. There are some defects to fix, of course, but it's pretty solid gameplay, and I just love the potential of it. I love what it is. It's a city builder, only, of course, your city is actually an airport. We are the CEO of an airport, and we're going to run the whole thing. So I'm going to show you a little. We're going to start a new airport, and we're going to kind of build a little character here. We'll build Attican. Let's see. I'm going to build him on what I more or less used to look like. Wouldn't want to curse him with what I look like now. Let's see. Big nose is true. Smallish mouth. Unfortunately, that's me. And the power tie, of course. Now, we'll make a little Elton John reference here. Some of you will get it. And because they force you to have both names, so we'll be Attican for the last name and Daniel for the first one. So let's hit continue. Now, we have a world map here, and we can literally put an airport anywhere we want. We could put an airport in Greenland. We could put an airport somewhere in the outback of Australia, out in the Amazon jungle, wherever. But what we're going to do, let's just see how close I can come. We're going to, where I grew up, Huntington, West Virginia, Lewisburg, that's fairly close. I did a pretty good job. All right, Huntington would be right about there. Yep. So Huntington is right there, and the capital of West Virginia, Charleston, is right over here. Now, when I was growing up, there was always this discussion about, Huntington had a little puddle jumper airport, still does. Charleston had a little puddle jumper airport, still does. There was a big discussion for a long time. I thought it was such a great idea to put an airport right between the two and make it a larger regional airport, which could then attract more business, more opportunities, give people the opportunity to travel in and out of the area and support both those cities and allow both cities to grow. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do what those folks never did. We're going to build an airport between Huntington and Charleston. So we'll confirm that location. We'll give it a name, and since we're in the Mountain State, we will call it the Mountain State Airport, and give ourselves an IATA code of MSA, and now we can pick a logo, and let's go with, there's a bunch of them to pick. I'll just flip through all of them so you can see them, and some of them are pretty cool. And what we're going to do is pick the one that look like mountains, look like the country. There we go. Now, we can play this game on easy mode with a bunch of money, moderate with less money, difficult with even less money, not too much, and of course we're going extreme, which is $500,000 starting cash. You can also play this game in sandbox, but I have, of course, no interest in sandbox. So that's going to be our airport, and that's the setup. Now, I've already got that set up, so I'm going to go ahead and move ahead a little bit to show you kind of ideas. So what I'm going to do here is take snapshots. We're going to look at snapshots of a game I've already played and show kind of the development of the airport, and I'll talk about some of the different concepts. Again, this is just to get you an introduction to the game. And by the way, we're going to have a kind of a vote, and if I get a combination of 100 likes and 100 comments, So those two add up together to 100. So that means each of you get 2 votes, really, if you want to. If I get 100 likes and or comments, and those have to be legit comments. Don't just put this is a comment. But any legit comment, I'll go through them all, add them up. If we get 100, then I'll do a series on this. Otherwise, I'll assume you're not interested, and I'll just go off and play the game and enjoy it myself. All right, so here's where we start. We have a piece of land like so with a public access road coming into it. We have a spot for dropping off construction materials and a spot for dropping off contractors, and that's it. Now, the contractors are people we hire to do our building. So our job now is to plan out and think about how we want to do an airport. And what we'll do is, we'll figure out, for example, where do we want to put runways. For now, we have choice between grass and asphalt. So if we wanted to do a little general aviation airport, we could set up grass runway like this. It's a what do you call it, WASD kind of game. You move up and down with, hitting S, hitting, like that. And you can rotate the entire screen in kind of squares, 4 squares, if you will, like this. So we've got a little rotated. You can rotate your object with R like so. And we're not going to get into too much of the mechanics, but you can basically say, okay, well, I wanted to put a runway right there going that way. So if we go back to our starting position, if I can find it, there we go. There we've placed a runway. So this playthrough isn't about showing you gameplay. It's just introducing you to the game. So we'd set that up. We would set up maybe a checkpoint for our secure vehicles to come in. Folks who can access the thing. We could set up that. We could set up service road for our folks. We could extend the main road like so. We could do whatever. We can set up the terminal. We can set up the airport. We can set up the runway. We can set up a entry exit ramp like so, all that good stuff. So again, we're not going to do all that stuff right now. We can kind of change our mind and delete things if we like. So anyway, let's move ahead to kind of a place where I've got a little bit into the setup. Oh, and by the way, there is it's sort of starts you in a tutorial, and you can skip it and say, okay, I don't want to do the WASD and all that kind of stuff. And you can also skip the introduction, but you've got this now. It's going to tell you exactly what to do. So while we're here, we can talk about, if I hit the tab key, I get this kind of my overview and my control panel. And what it does, this one gives me general information about things. I can read emails that I get, like here's one welcoming us from the mayor of Huntington, because that's the closest town. We can trash that. We can manage our trash and empty it out, whatever. But then we can go to operations and control the airport and what services we offer and all that kind of stuff. We can go out to economy and we can look at how we're doing. We can set our fees. We can raise or lower the fees if we have a CFO. We'll get to that in a second. We can go out to banks and take loans or pay loans back. We can go out and set up contracts. Like, for example, here, we can set up a contract with these folks, Blue Build Construction. If we sign that, now we've got Blue Build Construction set up as a contractor, and we can go over here and we can look at our operations, and we can say, I showed you the airport. We can do research and development, which we'll get into, which you'll see in the game, but it's big because it's actually how you work your way down this. And each one of these, like commercial license, not only allows us to start running commercial planes rather than just general aviation, but it gives you all kinds of unlocks here. It also gives you all kinds of employee types that you can get, executives and ramp agents and what have you. And it opens up the opportunity to research other things. So this one's a real big one. you'd always run as quickly as you can. But you have to have staff to do that. So you would go to staff, and here's all the staff we have, nobody. And here's all the staff we can hire. And you can see there's administrators here, CFOs, COOs, janitors, service technicians. There's also security and ramp agents and all that come along after we unlock the research for it. Basically when we get that commercial license. So we hire people, we can train them. Let's hire somebody just real fast. Let's hire an administrator, and we'll hire the cheap one here. And we can go back here and we can train this guy up to 3 times, depending on how high they are already up. And then now we've got a really effective administrator, old Francesco, and we can go back to our operations, and we can go to our research, and we can assign him to that. But you can see we need to have at least 2 to get that started, so we can go hire another one, and blah blah blah. So that goes on and on. There's all kinds of stuff that you do about the your folks and what tasks they have, and do you have enough people, about all this. We get into all kinds of vehicles that we need for servicing the airplanes, and we can manage our construction folks and bring them onto site or send them away if we don't need them at the time, so we're not paying for them, all that good stuff. So anyway, that is all kind of the what would we say? That's the ongoing management stuff that you do going forward. So let's skip ahead a little. I'll show you just the start of a design, just to give you a taste for it. So here is going down the road. This is after 1 year of gameplay. And by the way it does time, it's kind of cool the way it simulates the time. It calls it a day because you kind of get a realistic kind of day's worth of activity in terms of your flight schedules and your planes coming in and out. Let me just let this run while I'm talking. And here you can see we've got planes queuing up to leave. We've got planes coming in, or he may be leaving. I'm not sure what he's doing. Here's one that came on all the way down here. But here's kind of basically that start. I ended up building 2 runways, one for landings, one's for takeoffs. And the idea is that planes come in, land, they come down here on a one-way. You can set all these pathing. You set up the pathing for your taxiways. And see here, you can see all these are going. These are all coming out and going down. Now I could also, by the way, if I didn't want them coming out this way while ones are coming in, I could go in here and set this. I can set this as one way, like that. So now if a plane wants to come into this section here, they can only go this way. I can set this one to be one way as well, going that way. So now we're not going to have planes facing it. That's the idea of this double loop here. So see how it comes in the loop? He'll go come down here, go to whatever gate he's assigned to, do his thing, back out, and then make the loop back out. And there we see a whole bunch of planes lined up. Now they're all stacked up like that because I actually was missing a connection right here, right before this. This has got fixed, during the actual gameplay. First thing I did was fix this, and of course now we have a whole queue of planes that need to take off. So that was a little bit of a goof. But anyway, you can see here, not only have we got down, we've moved ahead, we've got security. So we've got, in fact, this is rather advanced security. We've got security going. We've even got baggage set up, which is also a little advanced. That's the most complex thing probably in the game is the baggage handling. But anyway, we've got people who automated check-in. They can check their bags. They can go through security. They can go to, we have zones now. Let's look at the zones. So you can see here all this red. Those are secure zones. You have to go through security in order to go there. Here's the exit for it. Now, typically in a real airport, you would have walls that broke that off, but I do find that the game at its current state has an issue with walls. If you have walls like near this, you tend to get routing problems. So they will behave correctly just by not having the walls in the current state. So we've got a secure area, you go through security and you go do your thing. And this is set up so that, here, let me just put one down. It is set up so that it actually goes, see how it's partially in, partially out. So it's sort of your way in or out of secure zone. And the same thing over here, this exit is partially out, so it kind of dumps you out into an unsecure area. And or your baggage claim, well, let's just take a look while it's a nice simple one. We have, you can see this right here, it's a belt coming up. Well, if I go down, we have layers over here. See this? This is telling us we're at ground floor, level 0. We can go up 3 layers, or we can go down. Now, if we go down 1 layer, you can see here we've got, coming from these two, we've got the bags drop down or come up from here to go up to the baggage claim, and they get over here to this little tilt tray it's called, which makes a decision to split them off to the right place. This is kind of Factorio-like. If we go down another level, the bags are actually coming from over here, which is our baggage claim area. So they're coming down here, going up, getting split, going up again into our baggage claim. And if I go up 1 level, we can see the actual baggage handling. And right over here, we can see the security for the bags. So our bags come down when they get checked in. There you can see that right there. If I go up 1, up 2, there's right here, people are checking in their bags. They're going down this. They're taking this down 1 more, and then they're going, and you wouldn't have to do it like this, but this is how I did this one. It goes like this. Bags come all the way up here, and then they go to pop up here, go through the first security, the specialty security. If they're bad, they go this way. If they're good, they go that way. If they're bad, they get checked by each of those. If they pass, they keep going forward. If they fail, they go over here. And then their final level of security check is a manual inspection. And if it fails that, and only the bad ones, suspicious ones, get there, and if it fails that, it gets destroyed. Otherwise, it moves into good. So you've got this goes to good, that goes to good, that goes to good, then all those goods are down here, and they all kind of bundle up, go to a decision maker, and it goes down here, goes up through that, and back over here to our departures, to planes. And we have trucks that come and baggage trucks that come and pick up with folks working here, and they pick up. Let's just let it run, see if we can get one coming in. And I'm going to speed it up to triple speed. Let these guys fly. There you can see. Here you can see stuff going on. Like here is a fuel truck. We're supplying fuel. We're buying fuel. We're storing it. And we're filling up the planes as they come in. We're also got, here's a baggage truck. Let's just follow this baggage truck and watch what he does. Now there, he's going to go down. He's going to go down into our check. He's going to drop off those bags he just picked up. Now he's going to go back up and do whatever. He's probably going to another plane to grab some more bags. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, so you get the idea with that. So we've got baggage trucks, and this is just the small planes. We've got baggage trucks, we've got fuel trucks working on those, and we've got our security now. We've got secure zones that people get into. Oh, and we've got shops. We've got a cafe here. And what we do is we set up a space, set up a zone for food, and we provide the cafe with certain things, like so many display refrigerators and counters for checkout and that kind of stuff. Then we sign contracts and we're paid money to basically lease this property. And so an airport takes care of planes, and it's a little mini mall. So, and the mall part is very profitable, and that's very realistic. If you look up the stats, about 40% of airport revenue comes from non-plane kind of stuff, if you will. So we make money on this. We make money on handling the passengers. I think on this particular one, I've got the fees bumped way up. Let's just see here. I think I do. Let me see. Economy fees. Yeah, I do. I've got all the prices bumped up as high as they'll go without being exorbitant. See, that's considered exorbitant, the red. So charge for landing and takeoff, we're getting $750. So every time a small plane comes in there, we get $1,500 from them for using the runway for takeoff or landing. We get a $300 fee for parking at the stand. We get $3 per unit of fuel. We would get more money for catering and stuff. We'll see that in the last one. We're even charging people to go to the bathroom. We're just being evil, but it works. It works. So we're just trying to make the money as fast as we can to grow the airport. So let's go look to see the next phase where we got into the next one. We have moved ahead now to year 3, day 1. So basically set this up in year 1 with started out with general aviation, then moved on to commercial flights after we got our license. We now have a large license. We can do a lot of flights, and I haven't even shown you the flight planner yet. My goodness, there's so much going on here. But now we've expanded our airport, and we've added more check-in, more security, and we've added a new section over here, and you can see we've got bigger planes. We have medium planes that are bringing 40 and 50 people into our airport and taking 50, actually it's more, even 70, 80, 100 people. Here we go. Here's one that brought in 87 people from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and we're going to have 141 people fly out from Mountain State over there. So here we can see more stuff going on because now we've added, here we've got bigger baggage handlers. We've got a ramp for loading to do it more effectively. We've got catering going on. We are providing meals to the airport or the airplane. We've got cleaning right here. We've got a cleaning service going on to clean the plane for them. We've got our catering set up over here where we get food from a supplier, the Sky Garden. They bring us stored food. We have cooks who turn that into catered meals, and we have trucks that pick those up and deliver them like that guy. Oh no, like that guy to the planes. So now we're providing more service. We're providing ramp agents to go out and check the plane. That's this one. We have the gate set up for deboarding. We have baggage. We're in the process of unloading. We're refueling the plane. We're cleaning it. We're catering it. There went 141 meals on this plane. And we're providing, if they had any need for baggage, they didn't request any for us to load any. In this particular case, most times they do. And we're aboard 141 passengers, and we also have a pushback service. This guy right here is a truck that pushes the planes back from the gate and pushes them back out here into the runway so they can turn around and be pointed in the right direction to leave. And we can let this run. Let's speed this up a little bit just so we can. There you can see a plane landing on one runway and a plane taking off on another one. Here's one taxiing down to come into our little setup. Here's a plane being pushed back and going out. So it's going to go out to get on a runway. This guy's coming in here, so he waited on him to come in. He's going across, and now he'll go up here. We've already upgraded this into a larger. This is a larger runway, so these medium planes can take off from here. and this has been expanded in anticipation of setting up larger aircraft, which we'll see in a minute, that they can go down here and take off. And of course, and then they can land on this one and come off like so. So, and let's just take a quick look at the garbage. Well, actually, do we have garbage in this one? No, we haven't set up garbage yet. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. Where is that? Oh, right here. Here's our cleaning. We've got waste depot, and then we've got the trucks that go out and clean the planes and then bring the garbage back, take it here, and it's picked up by an outside vendor to haul away. Same thing, similar to the catering, which comes in here. The only difference between them is for whatever reason, the catering requires both a service road connection and a public road connections. The public roads where the catering comes in. And here you can see an example of like a tunnel system where we've got our service road going across here. Here's the public highway coming in, and we take it to a little tunnel down here. If we go down a level, the tunnel allows you to go over here like so, and then back up, and you can come around and do your thing at the catering and then go back out the same way. And then we take advantage of that tunnel too to come over here. Well, we want this road to extend and keep going over here because we've set up we've moved our construction folks over here. When we were doing all this construction, we moved all these guys over here so that they could get their supplies and work more effectively. So that's, I mean, there's just tons going on. Another big thing we've added at this point is a subway to let people in and out. Now, we've got parking over here, but this is all set up for staff parking. So our staff and the folks who work in the cafes and shops park here and walk into work, and the public all come by subway. That way we don't have a big giant traffic jam here. And you can choose to go ahead and manage that too, and you could have bus stops and taxis and car drop-offs and all that stuff coming in from this and running through wherever. You could even move it down underground and have parking down here with escalators and stairs going up to your main floor, or even an entry from downstairs or whatever. Yeah, and let's go back to the baggage. I just thought one other thing. Now that we have more complex baggage, we also have baggage being checked in, I think. No, these are the, and see, this is way too crowded. This is something I'll fix later, or I'll fix in the next airport. I'll do better. But here's the baggage claim for those medium planes over here, and here's the check-ins we've got set up. So these check-ins now go over here. So they're associated with these two baggage claim areas over here, as opposed to the ones we did down here underground for our first setup for our puddle jumpers. So now our medium aircraft are being serviced by these over here, and these check-ins are connected to these, and then these will go back and feed to these guys right here. See, they are connected as well to those things, so that the baggage claim, and then the baggage claim gets more complicated now, because now we have stuff coming out from here that needs to go in, and it goes in and gets split based on its destination into the appropriate baggage claim area. And similarly, coming in, when people check in over here, there's a drop down here that goes down another level like this and just joins in with the other original setup, comes down like so. Now we've got a whole bunch of bags going this way. They'll come here. We're going to let it run here. We've got a whole bunch of bags that will come in and go through our security checks and then be branched off, and it branches off to the two baggage claims for the puddle jumpers. Has a router, a decision point here that some of the bags will go off this way and go over here and be loaded up into those eventually. Here comes some bags out. We can just follow these bags as they go down They just came in. These are bags coming off of medium aircraft. Here you can see people walking. We've got a walkway down here for our employees so that staff can get over to the baggage claim area, baggage claim workstations. I forget what you call them. What do you call them? Baggage bays. And here we can see, let's speed this up a little more. Here we can see our bags coming down off of those medium aircraft, and see they'll come through, they'll go through this decision. They're all getting routed up to this one because that's the plane they came from. And here we go, this one right here. Now they're being routed to that one. There we go. There's some bags coming up, and people are grabbing those bags. I'm going so fast you can't see it. Let me slow it down. So the bags come up, and they're put on the baggage claim, and people grab them, and then they grab their bag and go to the subway and go about their business. All right, so that's getting a little bigger. Now let's make it a little bigger still. Oh, and while I'm at it, let's look at this. This is the flight planner. So you can see all of our flights and all the airlines that we're dealing with. Now I'm running the model where I'm just signed up with everybody and we just take what we can get. You could also specialize and pick a few airlines and dedicate gates to them, and you could set up airline lounges and all that good stuff. But right now I'm running it on auto planner, so I don't have to do this. You can also go in and do this manually and set up how you want everything to work, for all your schedules. But I'm running on auto planner for now, and you can see we've got pretty full loads, lots and lots of planes coming in and out. You can see our medium aircraft stands are busy. Our smaller ones are not as busy, but that's because there's a limited number of flights, and I think we would rather, of course, take the medium flights to the extent we can. So let's move on to kind of further down the road in development. And I think I cut myself off. I got distracted by other stuff going on. But let me explain finish off the thoughts about the days and years. I think I actually cut myself off. Each year is actually made up of 12 days. So a day is really a month. But they call it a day for a good reason, because it represents a day's worth of activity. So if you look at your flight planner, it looks like a day's worth of activity. And you can see now it's expanded. We've got our small craft flying, not so many. We've got a lot of medium craft, and we're starting to get large craft because we have expanded out, and now we have added in some large planes. So that means we've got even more baggage claim to handle them. We wouldn't have to. You could conceivably link them up to the same one as your medium, but I chose to put a couple on the puddle jumpers, a couple on the medium, a couple on the large. That's not necessarily the answer, but it's an answer. And with our large ones now, we've got an extra layer of complexity. We've got the international zone. So if I open up my zoning here and go up to the area where they're coming in, we've got secure area where they check in. Then we've got passport checks where they go ahead and come into this area and go up here to get on these flights. Then we would have planes. So let me let it run, because look at this. Look at this right here. We've got this plane. We've got the folks who came off of this plane. Lots of people coming out now and coming down here. They're going to go down these steps. They're going to go down here to a small international zone and go through these passport checkers, which allow exit, and they'll come back to the secure zone so that they can then go on out of the airport and go into baggage claim to pick up their bags and walk on over to the subway and leave. Look at all these many people leaving the subway now because we've got a lot of big planes coming in bringing us a lot of passengers. And the orange, by the way, are staff-only zones. So that's where only staff can go. Like, for example, right here's a small staff room that has a bunch of administrators working in it who are doing research and doing other benefits for us. We have not only do they do research, but they also do these programs. Once you open up the programs, you can put administrators on task, which give you benefits for reducing your costs, boosting satisfaction through marketing activities, making your staff more productive through good administration, and of course doing research. But at this point, I think we've got we've done all the research is done. So we've got everybody assigned to maximize our efficiency as best we can with our administrators. So and you can see we've added more security. We've added this whole big area here with baggage claim, more check-ins for the international flights, and so it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can see there's so many things I haven't done on this one, like putting in walkways. You can put in walkolators, they're called, like these guys. Let's go up here. If we wanted to speed up their walk, which we do, of course, we could put, which direction's that? Okay, we could set up a walkolator like this that runs down to the stairs, and we could have one going back the other way and allow people to get on that and walk very, very quickly down here rather than being slowpokes. You could also put them down where we have reasonably long runways to speed people up. So there's just all kinds of stuff you can do. There's all kinds of prettying up I haven't done. There's the need for more food and restaurants and shops. Particularly the folks like this is one I added. This small little shop right here just goes crazy with sales because all the international people come in, they're starving, so they don't care if this is crap little food, they just grab it. And you can do research and do nice restaurants that do cooked meals and the whole bit. So there's a lot going on here, and I've just scratched the surface in showing you what can be done. And this is just one of 850,000 ways you could set up and design your airport. You could also get really into the pretty and build, some beautiful building with, symmetrical but unusual shapes, and whatever you want to do. Like I said, you could get into managing the incoming and outgoing traffic, buses and taxis and cars and all that stuff. There's just so much you could do, but I really do enjoy the game. It's a little too open-ended for my personal taste, but it does have a goal. There is a goal that you can shoot for, which is to have Airport of the Year. And to get Airport of the Year, you basically have to be doing 10,000 passengers a day of throughput and have 90% ratings. And you have these ratings that you get. See, we're at 67% right now, and our big reason is because we're charging so much. So once my plan really with this one was, once I had it set up and I had everything going, then I would bring the fees back to a more reasonable rate if I wanted to go for the higher rating here. But anyway, we've got some of the baggage isn't as good as it could be, so it kind of shows you where you're doing well. Delays are good in both directions, so we're doing some things well. We're doing some things kind of meh. The quality is basically I think they want us to bump everything up to concrete, which is kind of sad because personally I think the asphalt is better looking than the concrete. The concrete looks meh to me, but the concrete's considered better. So eventually you would upgrade everything to concrete and to get your quality up there and all that good stuff. So, and you could, by the way, again, you could play it toward that Airport of the Year, or you could set some personal goal for yourself, or you could just play the game and see how pretty you could make it, how neat you could make it, how realistic. You could take your favorite airport and try to replicate it, do whatever you like. But I do like the game. It's fun to play. There's a lot to it. I haven't shown you everything. There's much more to to consider in playing the game. And so if you like this, give it a like, add a comment. That'll give you 2 votes. When I get a total of 100 likes and comments, legit comments, I will do a series on this, and we'll play the game and build an airport from scratch. And I think it's going to be similar to this, only hopefully significantly improved. That would be the plan. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Airport CEO video. Thank you.